I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 173. Just a reminder before we start that you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. Also, our June contest is in full swing, folks. One copy of Kingdom Hearts 3 for the PlayStation 4 we are giving away. Head over to our Twitter for entry details, and good luck to all who enter. I'm your host, Dave Rotino, and this is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man?
It is a beautiful summer day out right now. Summer just kicked off like 2 days ago. It is in full swing.
And I'm sick.
And Dan is
I have my first summer cold in a while.
There you go. You know that happens, and it's the worst time to be sick, right?
Oh, I don't know. I'm all over the place. I'm hot. I'm cold. I'm everything. It sucks.
Right.
I hate drinking tea and soup in the summer.
Oh, right. Like the hot tea.
It sucks.
Well, the good news is you can do iced tea, right? Not specifically.
I don't think that helps. I don't think that.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't think iced tea helps with a cold.
No. I think it does. The sugar coats your esophagus.
I don't drink tea with sugar though.
Oh, see.
Good
man.
I go sugarless.
Good man. All right.
I still don't think that helps though.
No, it does, Dan. Come on, I'm a doctor.
Oh no! There's only one.
I'm a self-appointed doctor.
There's only one doctor here, and that's Dr. Love.
Ooh.
You ever heard from him in a while?
No, I remember.
He only takes appointments nowadays.
We may hear again from Dr. Love.
We may. But he only takes appointments. He's retired, chilling on an island, Vita Island, with his Vita. All right.
Oh man.
So, how was your weekend?
My weekend's been pretty good, man. I finally got to one of those free concerts in the Prospect Park Band Show.
Oh, nice.
There's this little indie folk band. I'm gonna show my whiteness right now.
Oh God.
Little indie folk band known as Iron and Wine.
Never heard of them.
Yeah. They're good. They're good. He's kind of like a one man band. He was there with another band, Calexico, which I think is a Spanish rock band. So they were up on stage. So went there for a free show. It's kind of nice.
Nice.
Had some Mexican food under the stars. Sat out there with my lady friend.
So romantic. Mexican food under the stars.
Hey. Talking about Dr. Love, Sometimes you got to set the mood. So
all right.
It was a nice little night out. So.
Love. All right. Romantic Tips by Dave Rotino.
And how about you, Dan? How's your weekend been going?
Oh, it's been crazy because I'm sick.
Understood. Man down.
I was a little disappointed. Mm-hmm. I knew this was going to happen, but I was a little disappointed. I found out that Jessica Jones season 3 dropped. I was going to binge watch it all, but then I got sick and I was doing stuff, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. But then they announced Jessica Jones has been officially canceled.
I mean, we knew it was coming.
Everything else got canceled. Daredevil, Iron Fist.
Right.
Luke Cage. I was about to say Iron Man.
Luke Cage, and obviously the Defenders team up because you don't have everybody.
And the Punisher.
So and the Punisher too.
Yeah. So Jessica Jones is already in the works. They finally, put out season 3, which I didn't look at all the reviews, but some of the reviews seemed was pretty good.
Right.
So
right.
I'm kind of disappointed, kind of sad. If they bring her back, if they bring any of these guys back, because they all got canceled like this year, right?
Right, because of the new Disney service, right?
Well, if they ever bring them back, we would have to wait 2 years. That's the deal they made with Netflix, right? So the earliest we could see them is 2021 if they bring them back.
I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah,
Come on. on.
Well, they're already taking the MCU and turning them into serialized TV shows, right? We know Falcon and the new Captain America, Bucky.
Well, no.
Barnes.
He gave the shield to
That's what I
Falcon.
mean.
He gave the shield to Falcon.
Oh,
Falcon's the
he
new
gave it to
Captain.
Falcon.
Yeah,
right. So Falcon and Bucky are going to be the new team up, right? So it's going to be him.
Maybe
and the
they'll
Winter
share
Soldier.
it. Maybe they'll share it.
Maybe. But I mean, like that, and I think there's another
Loki.
show.
Loki gets his own show.
Loki gets his own show too, right?
Right.
That all like comes together. I don't know how they would work I don't even know what you call it. The Defenders universe or whatever. I don't know how you work.
Well, now that we got this multi-universe, right, with Spider-Man, maybe we'll get an alternate Daredevil. Right?
anything is possible.
I am so looking forward to this new Spider-Man movie. Mm-hmm. I got
Far From Home, yeah.
Far From Home. I'm gonna throw something that's gonna blow your mind out there.
Oh boy.
Okay.
All right then.
We got the multiverse, right?
All right, I'm ready.
We got the multiverse. Mm-hmm. We already seen a trailer. Spoilers if you haven't seen a trailer that's on TV everywhere, right? And now that it's in the end of the Avengers Endgame,
It is.
They're
That's like a
re-releasing
thing, yeah.
now. They're
Yeah.
re-releasing.
We're not entirely spoiling a lot of things, but a little bit, yeah.
But I'm throwing something out there that's gonna blow your mind. All right, fan service. Mm-hmm. All right, to all the fans out there, we may see Tobey Maguire make an appearance.
Oh my God! Right. Well, they kind of did that with Spider-Man, the animated one that came out last year. I can't think of the name. Into the Spider-Verse. Maybe?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I didn't see it.
That was the whole conceit of that one. Is they open up a giant portal and all these
the
different type
Spider-Mans
of
came in,
Spider-Man come
yeah.
through. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
So-
I could see maybe like at the end, because I still think Mysterio he's a bad guy. He's portrayed as a good guy. I think the
I think
twist
it's going to be.
he's the bad guy.
Right? Yeah, because isn't like Mysterio part of the Sinister Six?
In
Is that-
some incarnations, I think it was the TV show he was a part of it, not
Okay.
the comics.
Okay.
Or the trading cards, which was based on the cartoon.
Right. The ones in the early 90s.
Yeah. So what if we see at the end, Tobey Maguire just makes an appearance and he helps out this universe's Spider-Man.
Not Andrew Garfield?
No.
No love?
No.
No
We
love?
want to forget about him. We're gonna forget about Andrew.
Fair enough.
Sorry, Andrew, but we're gonna forget about you.
Yeah.
But that would be crazy, right? Everybody would lose their mind if we see.
That'd be kind of wild.
That would be kind of crazy. I can see that. I want that now.
A lot of people are speculating that the multiverse thing is a way to get the X-Men in.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
We're going to see a mutant
Yeah.
at the end. Like, the ending trailer is going to be like, we're going to see claws. That's it.
Right? Just kind of like ripping through. Because, I mean, it's a way to say, like, well, where were the X-Men during all the events that were going on now? It's like, well, they were in a different universe.
We're either, okay,
Right?
You heard it here. We're either going to see claws or we're going to see, like, the Human Torch or something.
The Human Torch come through, which
because-
is old Captain America. Wait a minute. Right? Isn't...
We're not going to see, okay, we're not going to see the actual, like, Wolverine. We're not going to see the actual Fantastic Four. But we'll see something that alludes to them as an Easter egg, as an ending credit scene.
Feel like a Magneto helmet sitting somewhere or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Something real, like a little bit subtle.
Yeah, it'll be subtle where we're like, and we're not going to see anything for years because they're going to be working
Well,
on it.
something's got to be at the end of this, so it makes sense.
I don't want to see the Titans. I'm sorry. I don't want to see the Inhumans. I don't want to see any of that.
No.
I want to see
You
that.
want mutants.
I want
You actual X-Men mutants.
I want to see mutants. Or I want to see the Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, something, right?
Oh my God.
I still think Galactus is going to be the next big, like,
Galactus,
big bad guy.
He's the Eater of Worlds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be the next big bad guy that they're going to be, they're going to wrap like the next 10 years around.
Right. It's all going to be leading up to Galactus.
and then Iron Man's going to come back through another multi-universe.
Oh my God. He'll be like 90. I don't think. I don't think Robert Downey Jr.'s body can hold up.
They'll do what they did to Nick Fury and
Just kind of age him down. It's not a time travel movie. We're not going back in time.
Come on. Yeah, they did it in, well, spoilers if you haven't seen Endgame.
Right.
Time travel, they did it with that.
It's true.
But I did get exciting news. All right, Jessica Jones, Netflix canceled Jessica Jones, but we got the new trailer for Stranger Things 3.
Finally, it was delayed a year.
It
It was
was.
supposed to be out, I think, last October.
Yeah.
Whatever production delays and this and that. A brand new trailer out now. It looks fantastic.
We got a voice to the beast, to the monster.
Right. They're trying to like humanize this thing, which was just like, I don't even know what it was. Like this giant amorphous being.
He seemed. This seems more epic, right? Like it seems like it's more action.
Stakes is high.
Stakes are high. You know, and spoilers. She closes the portal in season 1. I mean, this is like a 3-year-old spoiler.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's fine.
And it looks like they trapped him here.
Right.
Which is
he
crazy.
Can't get back to his own world, right?
So he wants to take over this world.
Right. What are you going to do? You're going to wreak havoc wherever you can, right? It can't go back. It's like, all right, that's fine. It's fine.
It looks crazy.
Yeah.
It looks crazy.
I forgot that she closed the portal in the first one. I don't remember that being a thing. I'm going to have to go back and watch the original episodes.
Oh.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. It has been a while.
Yeah, but it does look badass. It's still significantly 80s,
But the kids are a little older. The kids are a little older.
Yeah.
They're
kids
teenagers.
are definitely like high school age right now, right? You know, they're
So
growing up quick.
So what's season 4? They're in college and they find out that they. What's season 4?
I mean, it's interesting because they started to try and humanize the monster, make it a thing and whatnot. And he's like, well, look, you know, you're not going to let me back into my world. I'm going to terrorize this world. I'm still going to take it over, right? They're humanizing the monster, but it's not the final season. They're just saying it's season 3. Like by all accounts, we're planning on doing a season 4.
Oh, he's gonna take form. It's gonna be Keanu Reeves as the bad guy in season 4.
No, he can't be in everything, Dan. He can't be in everything.
Come on, Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder. Come back.
Winona Ryder? I'm gonna let you take that again. This is like a TT game.
I almost called it Wyoming.
Wyoming. Oh my God. From the lovely state of Wyoming Ryder. Oh boy.
Well,
all right.
Come on, they come back. It's gonna be Keanu Reeves. He's gonna take the shape for Keanu Reeves in season 4.
Oh my God. You know what? I wouldn't be that mad at that.
You've trapped me here.
Oh, that's funny.
I've come for you.
That's funny. So.
And my worst nightmare has happened.
Your worst nightmare has happened.
I said this.
You got another Resident Evil game on pre-order?
I said this back in October.
Mm-hmm.
I said I don't want, like, they rebooted Halloween for like the fifth time.
Yep.
All right, which is a great movie, right? It was they scrapped everything after 1, and this is essentially Halloween 2, right?
Right.
They're gonna make Halloween 2, which should be Halloween 3. We got a Final Fantasy thing going here.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know what's
we
going on.
We got a sequel to the Halloween movie that just came out.
Right.
Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said this back then. That's it. Leave it alone. He's dead, or maybe he's dead. Just leave it. Don't bring him. Don't drag this out.
But what if it's good though? Like I know you're saying this because we've been burned by Halloween's
1 through 10. Yeah,
1 through 10. Right.
Jason.
We've been burned by
1 through 10.
We've been burned by Jason X.
Freddy. Well, Freddy. Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
1 through 20.
Yeah, he keeps coming back.
They keep coming. Hellraiser just got bad after the 4th one.
But got bad after the second one, I think.
Okay, I give you that. Well, I like the one in New York. I forgot which number that was. It's been so many.
I think that Hellraiser 3, I think.
Hellraiser in New York wasn't that bad.
It had some interesting parts.
It wasn't great.
Yeah,
it wasn't great.
Had some interesting parts to it. I get what you're saying, but if it's good, it's good.
Jason in Space.
Jason in Space. Yeah, Jason X. Yeah, Jason X. That was ridiculous. Had this weird metal mask, and I was like, I guess so.
Listen.
So you're not about this because the last Halloween was so good. You're like, this one can't be. It can't be that good as a follow up.
What? Oh my! Come on, Jamie Lee.
She's a great actress, though.
I know, but what's gonna happen? Spoilers. If you again. This is...
No. Because I haven't seen it. So
you haven't seen it?
No, I don't.
What are you waiting for?
I don't know, Dan.
It's on demand.
I understand it's on demand.
Okay. Well, all right. Well,
I'm plowing. I'm plowing through Game of Thrones.
Okay. Well,
I'm trying to get Game of Thrones.
Well, obviously he's not dead.
That is not a spoiler. That is never a spoiler because it's a horror movie.
Spoilers: they never found the body.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
That's essentially what I was gonna say.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
They didn't find the body, right? Like that's gonna be the sequel, and the part 2, which is really part 3, essentially.
Well, it's part 20 million or whatever, but yeah.
Crazy. All right. So you're plowing through Game of Thrones, a series I still haven't seen. I watched one episode and just couldn't get into it, which I think Game of Thrones is something that I would get into.
You would be about it. I mean, it's heavy on the narrative.
I love it. I love that part.
Heavy on the narrative. There is a lot of action, so you definitely get that.
You know what I'm trying to plow through, which is it's a chug.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones Telltale series.
Oh yeah, that was like
the worst out of all of them.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get through episode 1.
They spent all the money on the license, and then they're like, "Wait, we got to make a game now." They came to that realization, and they said, "We're fucked."
So you get any good? All right, let's get back into games. Got a little sidetracked.
Yeah, we did.
You get any good pickups this week?
Yeah. I got a tiny little indie game known as Kingdom Hearts 3. Finally picked it up, right?
Nice.
It is also part of our June giveaway, so surprise.
Good game. I like the game when we get to the world. I hate getting to the world. I hate the little spaceship.
The gummy ship thing. You were not alone, Dan. Everybody hates the gummy ship segments.
It's a drag.
Yep.
Just fast travel me to the stupid planet.
Well, once you do it the first time, then you can.
I don't want to do it the first time.
I know.
That's why I haven't gone back to the game.
I know.
I got stuck in an asteroid storm or whatever.
Right, asteroid field.
And I was just like, I can't get through this part. You know what? I don't want to play this anymore.
Right. Well, here's the trick. You gotta. I'm pretty sure it's the same in 3. You can upgrade your ship, so you can get it to have like a ton more guns and a ton more shield and whatnot. That's what you got to do. You can build it yourself, which is annoying because their interface isn't great. Or you can just use a blueprint. You can pick up new ship blueprints. So if you have enough pieces, you can just be like, give me the Odin ship, right? And you'll get like the massive Odin ship with the 29 guns. And then you'll never have a problem. You'll never die. You'll be able to shoot through everything. But you have to do all that, which means you have to play the gummy levels over and over again to get the pieces, to get the blueprints. So you can't win. You can't win. But besides that, Splinter Cell Conviction for the Xbox 360 and NHL 2K7 for the PS3.
Nice. Did they stop making NHL 2K games? Because they just announced NHL 2K20.
NHL 2020.
2020.
Yeah, the EA version. I don't know.
They made it a big deal. That's why I'm asking. I haven't kept up with it. They haven't.
I would say that they're still making 2K games. I guess it would be 2K20. The next one, if they're making.
Wait, but you said EA.
Well, EA is making the NHL
220. So is that their first NHL
20.
game? Is that their first NHL game in a while? Not 2K.
No. EA has been making NHL games since like the early 90s. EA has never stopped making NHL games. 2K got into the rink, I think in the early 2000s is when they started making like NHL 2K whatever. I'd have to see if they're still making them. I don't know.
All right, it's just that they made it a big deal. Like, oh my God, it's another. Like they announced the.
Well, they always do that though, because it's EA. You know?
I know, but they announced it like this was like they haven't done it in a while, or they missed a year or something.
No. EA is consistent.
Okay, I thought it was like something I missed. I don't really watch hockey that much.
Not a lot of people do.
That's not fair.
I don't want to throw shade on it, but it's probably the bottom tier in terms of American sports fan base. In terms of
100%.
Yeah.
It's football number 1.
Right.
Baseball is hanging on to number 2 by a thread.
Right.
Because basketball is more of a global sport.
Sure.
Like
it's
right now,
exciting.
they made it more globally.
And,
especially with Toronto winning the championship. Everyone in Canada is all about basketball right now.
Right, exactly. Oh, I've always been a Toronto Raptors fan. It's like, get out of here.
Yeah, like everyone in Vancouver is like, oh my God, this could have been us. We had a team.
I know. It's like, no, I love Drake. He's my favorite artist.
So I got. Well, speaking of sports pickups, I got Madden 13 for the Vita.
Ooh, wow! They were still making Madden games.
Well, that was the first. That was the first Madden game.
The first Madden
and
game.
the last Madden game.
Wow, there you go.
I had it for the Wii U. You know, this is going to be one of those games that's like 10 years from now, everyone's going to be like, oh my God, if you got that Madden 13 for the Vita, it didn't sell well.
Every now and again, like there's like a rare sports game that just goes for a lot of money.
And I thought I had this game, but I do have it. I have it for the PS3.
Right.
And that's NBA 2K13 for the Wii U.
Wow. Talk about games people aren't buying or playing. Wow, they made NBA 2K13 for the Wii U.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was the first game.
And
And it
also
was the last game.
I'm sensing a theme here, Dan.
And the Madden games. Madden 13. I have that for the Wii U. That was the first Madden game and the last Madden game for the
Right.
Wii
So
U.
the Vita got launched in 2012, is that right?
Yes.
Same with the Wii U. The Wii U was also 2012 too. So it makes sense that the 2K13 and the Madden 13 would be released. And it also makes sense. It makes sense for the Wii U.
I'm kind of
surprised the Vita
disappointed that
didn't.
the NBA they didn't make a 2K
14.
NBA game for the Vita.
Right. Yeah, like 2K's got some money. You figure they'd kind of dip their toe into the next handheld generation. But
They made it. Yeah, we had. I don't know if it was 2K or EA. We had basketball games for the PSP. I remember one of the first games I bought for the PSP was a basketball game.
Probably 06, I bet, because it
Yeah.
got launched.
As a matter of
when
fact,
we were at
Circuit City. As a matter of fact, they had multiple basketball games. It was. I think they had the 2K and the EA, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Alive. I think it was. Yeah, no, it was Live. It was
Live
Live.
makes
It wasn't
sense,
2K,
yeah.
and it was another NBA franchise. Probably also made by.
Maybe the 989 Sports series.
Yeah,
Maybe that was it. Yeah.
something like that. I remember playing Live on the subway.
That's fantastic.
So I had a
portable 3D basketball.
I had a long trip to Rockaway. I
Right.
used to live in Rockaway back in those
Right.
days. I was like an hour plus ride on a train.
Ooh, yep, I've been there.
And lastly, I picked up DJ Boy for the Genesis.
Oh, nice. Talk about Genesis being the edgy, kind of hip out there console. I mean, we get a DJ Boy.
DJ Boy.
Not a great game by any means, but I'm a little jealous. You
It
got
was on some hidden gem lists.
I'm sure it was.
It's super expensive if you get the complete edition, but I just got the cart. So, Dave, as we always try to start the show but epically fail, what have you been playing?
Oh, Dan, my favorite part of the show. I love it. Because I get to tell you that I am, and I think I told you last week too, but I'm continuing the trend of trying to beat games that I purchased and didn't really play at all, or even just a little bit.
Barbie's Pony Palace?
Barbie's Pony. But how did you know, Dan? How did you know?
Because you told me that was one of your favorite games of all time.
It is. Top three games all time.
You playing it on the
Number
Wii U?
3. I'm playing on the Wii U. That's right.
Yeah.
Listen, it's very hard. It's very difficult to play the horse mane brushing mini game. All right, it requires all of your skill. Right, you can't be kind of half-hearting it. It's very difficult. No, I'm playing Dead Cells on the Switch because my God, is that game fantastic, and Assassin's Creed Origins for the Xbox One.
Still chugging away at that Origins, huh?
Still, man, it is a big game.
Better than Odyssey in my view.
Well, I haven't actually opened Odyssey yet, but I want to beat Origins before I play Odyssey. And by that same token, I do want to go back and play Unity or complete Unity, and I want to crack open Syndicate, and I also want to beat Black Flag, which I was trying to.
You still didn't. Wait. I thought you beat Black Flag. You told me you beat Black Flag. No,
I was trying.
You loved it.
I was trying to 100% Black Flag. I still contend that it's the best Assassin's Creed game of all time.
It's the Assassin's Creed game I put the most hours into. Mm-hmm. And then I had to delete my saves because I had it digitally when it first came out on PS4, and I told the story before. I had a corrupt digital copy.
Yep.
Because once I get to the boat,
Yep.
I can't go any further than that first island.
That hurts so much.
And I called Sony. They did I deleted it, reinstalled it, and then I put maybe 7 hours in the Black Flag. Like I was trying to do all the little side missions and the missions and stuff before I even got to the water.
Right.
And then
Once you get on the high seas, they're like, nope.
Yep, I said I want my money back.
Damn.
And then I got Black Flag the physical, and I was so like pissed I didn't want to do it again. I didn't I didn't buy it physically. I didn't do anything. And I got it physically cheap for the Xbox One. I still haven't popped it in.
Yeah. I mean, you can get it like real cheap now. I have the 360 version, funny enough. Did not have the Xbox One at the time. It still looks beautiful. It still is a very good game. I'm 70% done with that game.
Wow.
Yeah. So how about you, Dan?
So I haven't been playing anything.
What?
Because
you've been sick?
No. Well, this actually contributes to why I'm sick. But I got to put the AC in. So the AC it's a whole journey to put the AC in because the AC is in a box under the stairs.
Yep.
Buried behind all my games and shelves and stuff. Right, it's in the gaming room. Mm-hmm. So I had to take all the games off the shelves and rearrange the gaming room and put the AC in. Mm-hmm. Gotta say, I found more room, miraculously.
There it is. If Dan is good at one thing, it's
reorganizing the game room.
Yeah, it's insane. Like I've been to Dan's place a bunch of times, and he's got a nice setup and all that, but he does have many more games than I do. Right.
3,200
games, folks. All right. I'm at like 1150 right now. I'm a little jealous by your collection.
No, listen, everyone I thought I was the man when I had 700.
Right? Yeah, of course. I remember you had that little shelf and you had all the, like, I don't know if I have that many games. I'm like, you have like 700 more games than I do. I was barely collecting at the time, so yeah, and now you're up to like 3,200. Still manages to like put them all out in a nice spread and all that. And you were like, I don't know if I have any more room. I can't put any more shelves in here. This and that. And you're like, I found more room.
I found more room. Mm-hmm. I keep finding ways to reorganize and reshuffle.
That's fantastic.
And just fit things in. So
I'll have to go by and see the new setup.
Oh yeah. I'm excited. I looked at the room yesterday and I was like, I did a good job. Mm-hmm. So I haven't had a chance to play anything, but definitely, hopefully this week I'll feel a little bit better. Well, I had the AC in and the fan on, and I forgot to rotate the fan, so the fan was just blasting on me all night.
Oh no!
So that's how I got sick.
Dan's got pneumonia, folks. All right, I'm sorry. No, he's not going to be long for this
world. You're so dramatic.
We're holding auditions for a new Rated G co-host. Guys, get your entries in now. Send it to info right now.
You're so dramatic. You're so dramatic.
Listen, Dan, you don't want to joke about these things, all right? Pneumonia is serious.
Yeah, and I don't have it. I don't have yo-monia. Yo-monia. Just like Wyoming Rider.
Oh, that's fantastic.
All right, whatever. All right, so we take a break. And when we come back, we'll get into the top gaming news of last week.
And as a special treat for our Convo of the Week, we have started something brand new. The Gaming Podcast Alliance Roundtable. You heard us talk about it before. We have a network of like-minded gamers. They all do their own podcasts and shows. We decided to do a kind of a special Avengers kind of team-up episode where we talk about the best gaming console of all time. So stay tuned for that in our Convo of the Week.
And we're back. Let's get into the top gaming news of last week. Let's start with Star Wars. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now, I saw this. I said this is like the Uncharted of Star Wars. Right? Like I thought it'd be sort of like a linear game. It looked awesome. I could throw the lightsaber and all that stuff. And you could use the Force powers. But I think they've been holding back on us. It's a little bit more to this than meets the eye. This is not just an Uncharted-like game. This is sort of like a, dare I say, Metroidvania, or, as I like to say, a Metroid-style game.
Well, I mean, they did birth the genre, yeah.
This could possibly be a Uncharted-vania. I coined it first.
That's fair to say.
I coined it first. An Uncharted-vania.
Because there is a lot of exploration, climbing, wall running, which is kind of Respawn's thing.
And you kill a bunch of stormtroopers, just like Nathan Drake kills like 1,000 people.
That's right. You know, just pick it up his automatic and just kind of like spraying, mowing down enemies. Yeah, I could definitely get behind that. I could definitely get behind the kind of choose your own adventure. I want to go here, I want to go there.
Well, you get to go to different worlds, and you have to get power-ups, right? And then you get a power-up in this world, and you can go back to this world to move forward, right?
Sure.
To, explore more.
Sure.
So they didn't say any of that during like the E3 press conference.
No, and it still looked fantastic. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, this looks amazing! Finally, a good Star Wars game." No microtransactions, strong single player, heavy emphasis on story, right? Lots of good combat options. All of that was amazing. And now on top of that, it's like, well, it's going to be a Metroidvania style thing. Certain things will open up based on what powers you have, right? Now,
maybe you don't get all your force powers at once. Maybe you don't even get a lightsaber all at once, right? Maybe you got to get a piece. Maybe you got to piece together your lightsaber by going to different planets.
You start off with like a blaster, maybe, and then you have to go do the Jedi.
You have some force power, but maybe you have to go get more Jedi training from Master Yoda or something like that, so you can have your full force power.
That'd be kind of awesome.
Or you can unlock different force powers, right? Like you could, remember the guy shot you with the laser, and then you could stop the laser, bring the guy
into
and then he could that would be so awesome. Don't give me all of this at once. Let me train and get it.
It's funny you mentioned Master Yoda.
And you can beat the game without doing your full training.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. And you mentioned Master Yoda. He is still alive, given the Star Wars timeline. If this is between episodes 3 and 4 or around the events of 4, Yoda's still kicking.
He's still kicking.
You could potentially go to Master Yoda to get your training.
Or maybe somebody else, right?
Sure.
Maybe make up another character who's a master.
Sure.
Right? Sure. I can dig that. I like this. So far, I'm ready for this Respawn game. Right? Like this seems pretty awesome.
Well, I mean, it's coming out this year, right? It's only got a couple months to wait on it.
This is gonna dare I say it? If it's the way I imagine it, could this be Game of the Year?
Oh boy.
EA finally back in that Game of the Year talk.
We already did our Game of the Half Year, right?
We did a Game of the Half Year.
It but potentially could knock one of our Game of the Half Years out of contention.
Somehow, some way, the Order 1886 may creep back in. Who knows?
Dan, come on now. That's silly talk. Get out of here.
Come on.
It's already got the dynasty, right? It's already got the three-peat going on.
It's already Golden State.
It's already Golden State.
But one thing that won't be in this game, which could help it for Game of the Year, there are no loot boxes.
Oh, thank God.
I could see that. No loot boxes.
I mean,
they're going to find a way. They're going to find a way.
It's happening. They specifically said no loot boxes.
Is that
single-player adventure.
Is there going to be any loot boxes in the beginning? 6 months later, they're going to patch it.
No. Now DLC, extra missions or whatever, this and that isn't loot boxes, right? Because you get what you pay for. You know exactly what's for your $14.99, right? You get some extra levels or this and that.
You know what? Now it makes sense. EA, they're like, no, there's no loot boxes in here. You know why? Because they're now calling it special mechanics.
Oh boy!
Surprise
mechanics.
They're making it a mechanic.
Right.
That's what this is. They think they're slick. They say no loot boxes, so you can buy the game, and it's going to be a surprise mechanic.
Right. So this is EA kind of on the side of loot boxes are ethical, right? They're trying to spin it, change the name because. Loot boxes, it's like cigarettes, like trying to rebrand cigarettes. It's like, cigarettes.
Well, they're talking...
Call it something different.
Well, they're talking to the UK Parliament right now, trying to convince them, oh, no, people want this. This is a new mechanic in the game. It's not loot boxes.
Right. And I think their argument is, and you brought this up in the show, is things like trading cards or collectible card games like Magic the Gathering or baseball cards way back in the day that you didn't know what you were gonna get, right?
Yeah, but Parliament sort of shot that theory down because when you buy trading cards, which I did, and I got a crap load of trading cards.
So do I. I'm looking at a big set of boxes that are sitting in the other room over there, and I don't know what to do with them.
So they put the kibosh on that because they said, certain stores when you buy this from, limit you on how many packs you can buy or even boxes you can buy.
Right.
Or you can buy them out. They don't have any more to sell you.
Right.
When it comes to the digital storefront, theoretically unlimited.
It is unlimited. Yeah,
You could buy thousands of dollars.
Right, because there's no.
You could spend thousands of dollars worth.
There's no physical representation. It's a bunch of ones and zeros.
Endless
in your player account. That's it.
Endless.
It ticks up a little bit, right? You get a little more gold. You get a new sword. Whatever it is,
Which is true.
Mm-hmm.
But this is how dare EA try to spring this as a special mechanic?
Well, I mean, they're gonna try and
mechanic.
fight for it because I mean, all of their game budgets, all their multiplayer games are built on this mechanic, right? They build things around loot boxes, right? For whatever reason, FIFA's got them, Madden's got them, like every game.
I know, but I think FIFA is where they make like the most money.
FIFA is insane. They have the FUT mode, the foot mode, I think, which is the Football Ultimate Team. And that is crazy because to stay competitive, you got to have like the ultimate. You got to have the gold or platinum players. You need the Messis. You need the Ronaldos, right? You got to get those guys in your team. I mean, to stay competitive in that mode, you have to spend money, right? I mean, you can like grind it out, but yeah, I mean, it's designed for you to spend money, and you almost never get the gold players. So, what do you do?
So let's talk about Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon, I gotta give them credit. They try stuff. They try stuff. They try
stuff like Google try stuff.
They try stuff like Google try stuff, and then just like Google, they cancel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they had the Amazon Fire Phone?
Yep.
Something along those lines. They had like dual cameras in the front.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a way for you to like scan pictures in and then find them on Amazon to buy them. Like they wanted to integrate Amazon into your phone in every way, shape, or form.
But that didn't
last. People weren't about it.
That didn't last too long. That was less than a year, and they canceled that.
Yeah, Amazon Fire Phone. They had one version. That was it. In and out.
Yeah, I wonder if that's collectible nowadays.
Yeah,
probably
not.
Probably not.
I don't think phones are really.
No, well, the first iPhone, people.
Oh, maybe, yeah. But that one's iconic. That one's special.
That one's special. Actually, I speaking of special, I gave that phone. I like passed the original down to my sister when she was like in high school.
Mm-hmm.
She left it in her locker and someone stole it.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know. I'm pissed.
That's a shame.
She owes me an original iPhone.
I know, right?
But Amazon purchased Twitch. That was their way of getting in the gaming sphere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then they had that Amazon little box with the controller.
Yep.
Which I bought stupidly, and you can play mobile games on TV.
Dan wants to get into PC gaming. That is not the way to get into PC gaming, Dan.
Hey, I started. See, okay, so I did start. I started in the PC gaming by buying the Amazon
That is not building
box.
a PC. Going to Amazon and hitting the one-click ship is not building a PC. I'm sorry, it's not how that works.
Well, that didn't last too long either.
Nope.
The support for that didn't last too long,
No.
and they started Amazon first-party studios.
Yep.
Right, and that's been going on for a year. Years. Haven't seen any exclusive Amazon games.
No.
Have you?
I don't think any of their games necessarily got released.
And if they did, they were sort of like mobile games that didn't really catch on. If that's the case, because I haven't really heard much about it.
Yeah, they bought Double Helix Games, which most notably they made the Killer Instinct series on Xbox. Right, they had a couple seasons of that, a bunch of characters. Amazon bought them. That kind of company went nowhere. They hired some pretty notable designers, although they left pretty quickly in the company. They announced a couple of games and nothing really came out.
So basically, they've had mass layoffs in the Amazon game studios. What does this mean for Amazon produced games? Will they still try?
I mean, maybe at some point in the future. I guess they probably realized that
not as easy as it looks.
No. To make a game is very difficult, and to produce a game is also very difficult. They probably saw the product that was coming out, and they're like, "This isn't gonna work out. We're gonna have to cut our losses," which makes sense. Like if the game's not shaping up, there's no sense in forcing it out into the public because it's probably not going to do well. There's a million different games out there to play. Why is your game going to be special? And Amazon's like, yeah, it's not. So there it is.
Well, take note, Stadia. Right? Google first party studios too.
Hasn't even come out yet, and you're throwing shade at it.
Well, look, Google look at what Google has done, right? Like in the past, they had those Google Glass.
The Google Glasses are coming back, I think.
Yeah, but they ended that pretty quickly,
They
right?
did.
Like that was like a thing. The guy jumped out of the airplane.
Yep.
And yeah, Google Glass.
Yep.
No offense, but who's going to wear that stupid looking thing on their head outside?
They'll end up getting to a point like we're looking at our Bluetooth earbuds right now, right? And they're like real small. If they can get it to just be like a little thing that kind of comes out
On
like
your shades. It has to be on your shades.
Sure.
It has to look good. See,
Sure.
that's what Apple did right. Right? Like we've had other sort of portable computer phones in the past, like
Yep.
Windows based.
Yep.
All right. But the problem was they were all clunky. They didn't look good. They weren't stylish. Apple made it simplistic and
Yep.
made it look good.
100%.
And I take full credit for the iPhone. You want to know?
Dan Robinson birthed one of the biggest biggest products for Apple. You heard it here first.
Yes. I think I said it on the show before.
Oh boy.
Back in the day, I know this is like showing our age now. We had our phones on our hip. We had holsters.
That's right. We had the old Trio phones from Palm.
So I had a Trio Palm on my belt. I had a Razr on my belt, and then I had my iPod also on my belt. I had three things on my belt, and I was the man.
You're like a regular Batman over here, right? What do you need? What do you need?
Utility belt.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I said, man. I said it to Brooke. Brooke was another person, a colleague we worked with at Circuit City.
Yep.
I said, only if my iPod was my phone and my Palm Pilot.
There you go, because nobody else in the world had that thought. What if I had one device that did everything?
And 2 weeks later, they announced the iPhone. I was like, I'm a genius.
There you go.
I'm a genius.
They overheard that conversation because Apple was all-knowing. They immediately went to work, and within 2 weeks, they said, hey, we have this product.
I'm a genius.
This is
I did it.
great idea.
I did it.
Wow.
I took full credit for it.
There you go.
I take full credit for it.
So now you guys know the full story, right? Johnny Ive got like
he must have been in the store.
That's right.
He must have been in the
store. He was
store.
like, wow, that is a great idea.
I know. He must have.
So
He was
funny.
in the store. He was buying a TV, and he heard me, and he said, "You know what? Wow, this guy's a genius. I should be on the payroll."
I love it.
So, but listen, I hope all of the guys, all the people who got laid off Amazon, get back on their feet and find real game studios to get hired at.
That's right.
And produce,
That's right.
real games that actually come out and do well. I would like to know, I guess the biggest question is Amazon going to get out of making games and just keep Twitch, right? And keep it as...
I mean, they're definitely putting it on hiatus for the moment. I wouldn't necessarily see them ultimately cutting ties.
Or maybe they're just starting fresh and rebooting, right? Rebooting the studio, fresh ideas.
If somebody comes out with like a great idea and they're like, all right, we will go ahead and produce your game, then, there it is. But I think it has to be right place, right time.
Just buy Flappy Birds.
Just buy Flappy Birds.
Just buy Flappy Birds.
That guy's not making games anymore. He bowed out. He took his game off the Apple Store.
After Nintendo hit him with that cease and desist.
Nintendo?
Yeah, Flappy Birds.
No.
Yeah, Flappy Birds you remember Flappy Birds where you had to flap and get past the pipes, and the pipes looked just like Nintendo pipes.
Was that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
He denied it, but all the big wigs, all the gaming outlets said, no, you got hit with a cease and desist.
Wow. Because he came out of the store like real quick.
Yeah. Come on, think about it. It came out of the store real quick. How can that happen? Nintendo.
I thought the guy got overwhelmed with all of the kind of the new notoriety. I don't know if that's the right word, but this is new fame and fortune. It was the biggest game in the store, right? And he had ads in there, so
that looked like a Mario game.
They did, but I mean, how did Nintendo know about it that quickly? Like, that's a quick turnaround time. A couple of days.
How does Nintendo know about something that we all know about?
I mean, I guess so.
And we all know about it? I'm sure Nintendo...
I'm still a little skeptical. I'm a tiny bit skeptical.
I think Nintendo put the kibosh to that. So, and something that also got somebody put the kibosh to, and that is a little game that you may have heard. It's been on many hidden gems lists, and that is Alpha Protocol.
Alpha Protocol, huh? Hidden gem, huh?
Hidden gem. A lot of people have this as a hidden gem from last gen. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I do own this game. I have it on the PS3. I haven't got a chance to play it yet. Mm-hmm. But if you don't own this game physically and you never got a chance to play it, you ain't gonna play it because it just got taken down. It no longer is available for purchase on Steam or any other or online digital store.
Really? Why? You figured if it's going to be anywhere, it's going to be digital.
Well, at first people thought that maybe they took it down because they're gonna do a remaster. Mm-hmm. Like we get a remaster. I mean, we get Spinks remastered or
Voodoo Vince.
Voodoo Vince. We could get Alpha Protocol.
Right.
Apparently, they have some music license.
Interesting. I would not have expected that.
That expired.
I would have not expected that game to have licensed music in it, right? Because it was. I'm not saying it's a bad game by any means, but it wasn't like a Tony Hawk or a Madden or super AAA title that has like licensed music in it. But yeah, wow. And I would have also assumed that they would have worked out the deal to say, hey, look, we're going to license the music for this game physically and digitally. I would have not assumed that they would have had to re-up the license for it.
Well, I guess it just didn't make sense from a monetary standpoint. Maybe it wasn't selling. But maybe now that they took it down, if there are people, if people make a big enough stink to bring it back and they can see sales improve, maybe they'll renew the license.
They'll re-up the license for it. Yeah, it's really weird. It's it's tricky. It's
the digital future. It's where we are. I think was it June 25th?
Yeah,
is when they're going to stop selling Telltale Minecraft games.
Right.
I think it's the 25th. So if you go on, you better go on store right now and download it.
There you go.
If you have the season disc pass, you better go download it because you won't be able to download it later.
We warned you, folks. All right, we warned you.
I think it's June 25th.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right.
That makes sense. I got to go down and download all of season 2.
Get on that. You love those games, man.
I know.
I will be okay if they go away, but
I need
about it.
Xbox needs to step in and take control of that. This is Minecraft. I know Telltale made the game, but this is Minecraft license.
Right.
They should step in.
Right. Pick it up. Get the rights. You got money, Microsoft.
They got some money.
Come on,
they're putting out Scarlet, right? They put all their money in Scarlet.
Yeah. I mean, they're not hurting, Dan. All right. They may not be number one, as you always like to point out, but they're not hurting.
Well, they actually sold more Xbox 360s. I mean, Xbox Ones and Xbox 360s at this time.
There you go. See?
All right, so they're moving in the right direction.
That's a good sign.
Speaking of Scarlet, I can't wait. Well, we don't call it Scarlet here. We call it what it's named, what it will be named, and that is Xbox Prime.
That's right. My E3 prediction is going to come through.
Eventually.
It's not going to count retroactively because, as we all know, Dan's prediction from last year.
If that's the case, I won last year too.
Right, because Banjo is in Smash now.
Banjo's in Smash.
But it needs to be announced at that E3. It specifically says in the guidelines to the competition that we just make up on the fly.
There was some other. No, I had 2 other predictions. I forgot what they were. We have to go back. They came true at Gamescom. I was so pissed. I was I was so mad.
Right? You're like, I think this is going to be a good prediction. And then you're like, now I'm like, nah. And then
it was a good prediction just at that time. At that time. And well, you know what? If E3 goes away, predictions can be for the year.
Yeah, there we go.
Then I'll be right. I'll still be right eventually. So we were supposed to get, the rumors were we were supposed to get, there were 2 Xboxes, next gen Xboxes in production, one named Scarlet, one named Anaconda. I would love for that to be a real thing, to be the next Xbox is not Prime, Xbox Anaconda. It has everything you want. It's so long. We have so many teraflops laid out. It's as long as an Anaconda.
Oh my God. I don't know. I think you got to work on that branding, Dan. So,
but it looks like Xbox put the kibosh on the Anaconda, and Stadia is the reason why. Stadia's killed its first console, and that's the Xbox Anaconda.
I'm trying real hard not to make a Sir Mix-a-Lot joke right now. I hope you understand that, Dan.
I do.
All right.
I'm old enough to understand that. For us GMGs, baby.
Yeah, it's
grown man gamers.
Oh boy, here it comes.
But it looks like Xbox put the kibosh on that because they wanted to do 2 SKUs, one higher, and one lower, like Xbox One X and Xbox One S.
Right. They were going to do one without a hard drive, not a hard drive, but like a disk drive, right?
Well, it was just not just that, but lower specs. Mm-hmm. By all the rumors, it was supposed to be a lower spec one.
Right.
But since Stadia is coming out and they're trying to make a big splash with that, Xbox wants to put a lot more focus on Project xCloud. So, and they didn't want to divide the market by putting out 2 boxes with 2 SKUs.
Right.
Because developers would have to make the game for at least the minimum SKU and then up-res it. Yeah. And then up-res it for the top SKU, which holds it back from given its maximum what it could do for the
exactly. Production costs kind of go up a little bit. Development time extends because now it's got to work on the minimum spec, and like you said, also like the high spec. That's what's going on right now with the Pro and the original PS4 and the Xbox One X and the original Xbox, or the beta machine, as Dan likes to call it. So I'm definitely okay with this. It's gonna hurt some people who. Because it'd probably be like $100 cheaper or something, right? For like the the minimum spec one. Yeah, but
they're gonna go for the higher spec, and that would be the next Xbox. Mm-hmm. The next Xbox Prime will be the higher spec, and they're gonna focus on Project xCloud,
right?
Which, by all accounts, seems to be a better bet than Stadia. If you right now, from what people have tested.
Right. Well, Microsoft's had the infrastructure for a while, and they're just building on top of what they know. So they have. Their online ecosystem is fantastic, right? I mean, I think arguably, or even not even arguably, I think it's objectively the best
I give you
online
that.
gaming experience.
I give you that.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the one thing that they've been doing right. They've been doing it since the OG Xbox. So they've been building upon it. It was great in the 360 era, even better in the Xbox One era. They support it fully. It's got everything you need in there and more. I know you can. You can go and put a call out and say, hey, I want to get a team together to play game X, and people will come and be like, oh yeah, I'll kind of jump on this rando team and like play this game. So Microsoft has been doing it for a while. They know what works, and xCloud is going to be an extension of that.
I'm gonna throw a little conspiracy theory out there right now.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So after they talked about Scarlett at E3. Everyone just assumed that Xbox would have the most powerful console in next generation.
Yep.
But then a lot of devs started coming out. A lot of people started coming out anonymously saying that the PS5 was just considerably more powerful than the Xbox, the next Xbox.
What you're saying is Microsoft does not want to be outdone.
And maybe Microsoft doesn't want to be outdone, and they're like, "All right, well, screw it. We're gonna kibosh the lower SKU, the lower spec one, and go all in on a higher spec one, even if it's a little bit more expensive." Which there's some rumors out there that the next Xbox Prime could be a little bit more expensive than the X because it's 50,000 teraflops.
Or whatever it is. That'd be amazing, Dan.
We got screw 8K. We got 12K.
Yeah. 12K, real-time graphics. Like, everything's just rendered on the fly. Like, it looks like real life.
Yeah.
It'd be insane. You get a 1,000-man battle royale game with 120 frames a second.
I'm just throwing it out there. It's going to be everyone's talking about Stadia being maybe the reason.
Yeah.
I say it's a combination of maybe Stadia and people saying behind the scenes saying the PS5 just blows us out the water what you've given us.
It's a possibility.
So maybe they want to go back and tweak some things and see if they can fit another teraflop somewhere.
Right, because but we have another year on this, right? We haven't even gotten the actual name of the console. It's still Project Scarlett, so it's not a bad theory. Not a bad theory. So we shall see what happens there. So that about does it for episode 173. Stay tuned after the show for the first episode of the Gaming Podcast Alliance Roundtable, where we get into the best gaming console of all time. If you guys want to interact with us, and we know you do, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. So please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.
Avengers! Assemble.
Welcome, folks, to the inaugural Gaming Podcast Alliance Roundtable. We are a group of like-minded gamers who have come together as a group known as the GPA, the Gaming Podcast Alliance. This podcast is all about discussing video games, its culture, and whatever the hell we feel like talking about. So, without further ado, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves. Your lovely host here, I am Dave, one half of the Rated G for Gamers podcast.
I'm Danny from Zap Night Gaming.
And I am representing Lit Gaming Arena, and my name is Justin.
And I'm Stu from Shot Select.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Glad to have everybody on this fine Sunday. So, our show topic, best gaming console of all time. Very,
good one.
very, very controversial topic for some. If somebody wants to kind of throw out a gaming console, and we can discuss why their pick is the best or possibly not the best.
I've actually been thinking about this, and I'm going to say the PS2. We'll start there.
That's a strong contender. Very strong contender.
Yeah, definitely a strong one.
Let me give you my rundown of why. I would say maybe it's got probably the biggest library on the PS2 alone, but then you can add the PS1 and its potential to be, modified in some way to emulate all the systems below it. So you've got this huge library that you can play so many games on this one console. What do you think?
Well, so then if that's the argument, then I would contend the launch edition of the PlayStation 3, because it could play all PlayStation 2 games and all PlayStation 1 games.
Fair, but it's broken.
I was very sad when ours died.
I think everybody has this problem. That launch console is broken. It's not playable anymore.
It was the best PlayStation console ever.
It was an okay PlayStation console. I'm gonna go ahead and say okay. So the PS2 I think it was a good start. PS2 does also have DVD playing capability. I believe it was the first console to have.
It was, yeah.
To be able to play discs. So, that was a big thing. The PS3 upped its game with Blu-ray integration, right? Because Sony essentially created the Blu-ray. But the PlayStation 3, an HD console, it could do 720 and 1080p out of the box. They gave you composite cables. They gave you shitty analog cables to hook that thing up. Right? It had an HDMI connection at the back.
I think it wasn't until the Xbox 360 Elite that console started sending out HDMI cables.
Yeah, I think that was the first one that had a HDMI cable. So that's
when I finally bought mine.
Yeah, same. Yeah, so when I got a HD telly as well to go with it. I was going to say maybe the 360 is a decent console as well, but then there's too many problems with when it launched, the red. Yeah.
It turned out to be like killer on that generation, though. Even despite that huge problem, that console did extremely well.
Oh yeah, I love the 360. I kept buying them. I must have gone through at least 6 of them.
Oh,
they had so many iterations of it too. I mean, you've got 3 different types of 360 consoles.
Well, it launched with at least 3. There was the arcade one that didn't have the hard drive. I don't know what that was about.
Yes.
Then there was the, I want to say the standard or the elite model that had the 20 gig hard drive or the 8 gig hard drive. And then there was the souped up one with the 60 gig hard drive. So they had 3 out the gate, and then they made the one that had the HDMI on there. There was the Halo console. There was a ton of different models.
Then they did the Slim.
Yeah. Okay, the elite one was the black one, wasn't it? Then there was another black one after that, which was a different shape.
Yeah,
they released another Slim that was similar looking to the Xbox One S. It was like a stealth release because I didn't really ever hear anything about it until I saw it in the store, and it looked just like an Xbox One X or an Xbox One.
Yeah, it did improve its shape. It lost a little bit of weight, I think, over time. And part of that, the shape of the system I thought was pretty good, but they did kind of cheat a little bit because they put the power brick outside the system. So I was like, oh. The PlayStation, I think, had the power brick inside.
Yeah. It did, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a problem with overheating.
I'll be the first person to say, I mean, I prefer a power brick as opposed to it being inside the console because, yeah, it is kind of a pain, especially if you're transporting it, but it takes so much heat out of the console.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think that was definitely part of its size and the overall heat. You can kind of crank up the clock cycles a little more and not have to worry about this like massive heat sink sitting in the back. So
yes,
that's fair. Well, okay. I mean, those are all pretty solid points. I will go ahead and throw out the Super Nintendo, who didn't have to worry about overheating, who didn't have to worry about Red Rings of Death. You just pop a game in, and then boom, there was no load times.
That was probably the best part of that. No load times.
Right?
Yes. The worst part was the fact that you kept having to use the reset button.
Oh yeah. Certain games.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say I think like certain games you just had to keep hitting that reset button to get them to go. Is that right? Or
yeah, that or if you needed to go back to the main menu for any reason, you had to completely reset the game. There was no way just to get back to a main menu.
Right, because they didn't have an operating system.
Yeah,
it was just kind of everything was on the disc.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, fair enough. But I would say even with that mark against the system, still revolutionary. I mean, you had the first controller with shoulder buttons, all right, which is now kind of the standard. They said, "Hey, you've got fingers at the top of the controller. Let's go ahead and throw some buttons up there."
Though I have to say that. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that the games are hit or miss. I mean, as far as playability, a lot of them are really, really, really good, and a lot of them are really terrible. There's not a whole lot in between.
There's a really good one called "We're Back."
Dinosaur's Tale.
Yes. I was bad at that one.
Oh my god! I would also throw Bubsy 1 and 2 in there. Those are the crown jewels in the Super Nintendo library.
So I never had a Super Nintendo.
Super Mario All Stars.
Really? Never had a Super Nintendo? Oh
no,
man.
we were all about Segas over here, really. So Nintendo was never really as big.
Right. So
you had the Mega Drive, really.
I'm actually reading the book Console Wars right now about the kind of Super Nintendo Genesis War, the whole Nintendo Sega saga. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, Sega must have been big. So you were all about Sonic and Streets of Rage and all that.
So we only really I can only remember one person growing up that had a SNES. Because everyone pretty much just had Master Systems or Mega Drives.
Right. Well, when did you guys get that? When did they release the Mega Drive over there?
Is it 90, 91, something like that? I can't remember.
91. Okay, yeah. So I do know that I think the Super Nintendo for you guys released in 92, maybe? Mid-year 92, I think. So the Genesis, and it was the same as it was here. It had kind of had a leg up on the competition. It kind of released a little bit early. It had a great marketing campaign, I think. Right? It was the cool system.
Yeah.
So I was definitely about it. I was jealous of all my friends who had it because it just exuded you had Sonic with the super speed and the games had blood in them and violence sometimes.
Yeah.
Sega didn't care. Sega's like, this game system's for everybody. It's fine. You can put out whatever you want on this system. I said, that is cool because every Super Nintendo game had to be censored. I know that. And even the Nintendo games had to be censored. Couldn't have any religious imagery in them. Couldn't have any blood or gore. Very few games did, which is, kind of interesting.
You had the weird-shaped SNES as well, didn't you? Like the one with the weird switches on the front.
Like version 2?
I don't know. There's some weird shape. I only saw it recently. Realized what it was your version of the SNES. We had the Japanese shaped one, I think.
You mean the one that was like kind of gray and purple?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep. Ours was a little bit different over the Famicom one. They changed the colors of the buttons because they thought people couldn't understand the 4 different colors, so they made them purple and pink. I don't know. They also changed the shape too, which I thought was kind of cool. So the A and the B buttons I think were concave or convex, right? They stuck out, and then the Y and the X buttons were like dug in. Or maybe it was like maybe it was the B and the Y. Yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So but, I think I'm gonna throw out there, probably not one that's gonna get a lot of support from anybody, but I'm gonna go with the Xbox One X.
The Xbox One X. Oh, so you're going with a mid generation revision.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm all about the One X.
Because Xbox One as a platform has been, for me, one of the most enjoyable iterations of gaming to date. I mean, I came from consoles, I came from PC gaming. I've done it all. And I feel like this generation of what Microsoft is doing has been the most inclusive generation yet. So it's not entirely just the console itself, because I know a lot of people will say, well, it doesn't have a lot of exclusives. And well, I say, that part doesn't matter as much to me. If a game is available on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox, I'm going to buy it on the Xbox, because I find the experience to be better on the Xbox than on the PlayStation, especially the controller. I mean, a lot of people, that goes back and forth too, which controller is better. And you can't beat the Xbox One Elite controller. That thing is a beast.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. When you go from a regular controller to the Elite, it is like night and day, right? It's like you're driving a Maserati.
Hyped. Yes, I am hyped for that Elite Series 2.
So you're definitely on board. You're going to get one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really like this console. And the funny thing is, a lot of people really panned it for that HDMI input on the back for your cable part. Like, this is a game console. You don't need to do that stuff.
Right.
Well, I don't have a smart TV, so I actually have my Google Chromecast plugged into that input.
Oh, nice.
And so, like, we basically never leave the Xbox ecosystem on my TV unless we actually are playing a PlayStation 4 game or another console game, because it's like, if we're watching TV or anything, it's the apps on the Xbox, or if we're watching YouTube, we're either using the YouTube app or we're using the Chromecast and doing whatever the Chromecast can do, because it's basically just turning your Xbox into an extra smart TV.
Yeah. And I think your point about like a game console should be for games and kind of refuting that. We started off with the PlayStation 2, right? And I had made a comment that, hey, the PlayStation 2 also plays DVDs, which has nothing to do with gaming. It's just an extra cool little feature. You know, all these next generation consoles will have an app store. They will have YouTube. They will have Netflix, right? People are going to be using
all
it
just
to
computers now.
Right, exactly. So you can say like, well, they're making a big point in their marketing to say, hey, we can do everything, but at the end of the day, Microsoft still is. I would agree. I think it is one of the best gaming platforms. Right, its online services. Xbox Live is the best.
Yes.
Oh, it's night and day between that and PSN as well.
It's faster. Not to be like the Apple slogan, but it just works.
Right.
I've been really enjoying Game Pass too.
Game Pass is amazing.
That out, and that is, I've played so many more games than I ever would have otherwise.
Yeah, especially with the indie games that they put on there as well.
Yes, I just got done playing Outer Wilds the other day, and man, that game made me emotional with how crazy that ending was. But I won't spoil anything, but I highly recommend that. I never would have even thought about that game unless like someone really went out of their way and told me to play it, because it just flew completely under my radar. I think it was a Kickstarter game, because the credits had a list of backers, And I mean, I never would have checked it out if it wasn't for Game Pass. So I mean, I think that is also a big thing in Xbox's favor.
Yeah, nice. I keep getting confused. The Outer Wilds and the Outer Lands are 2 games, right?
Or Outer Worlds.
or Outer Worlds, right?
Yeah, they're 2 different games. Yeah, I was confused about that first or 2.
Yeah. See, like they can't do that. They have to be the games have to be at least a year apart if they sound very similar. So, Stu, what would if you were to throw your hat in the ring, best gaming console? What would your vote go to?
So I was actually going to say the One X as well, but I reckon possibly the original Xbox, maybe.
The original Xbox. Oh wow, yeah. That is very controversial, and
I mean that's PC gaming at its finest, right?
Yeah, I mean, I ditched the PlayStation and went all in on Xbox when that came out.
Wow, interesting. My co-host Dan he is jumping up and down right now. 100% agrees with you on that. I'm gonna have to refute that. I'm gonna have to refute that because for the longest, I also did buy an Xbox for Jet Set Radio because I love the Jet Set Radio franchise. Only place you could get Jet Set Radio Future. Still, I think the only place you can play Jet Set Radio Future. They have yet to remake that game. I love that game. But I mean, wouldn't you agree that the library wasn't as great as the PlayStation 2?
Yeah, but then what made that console for me was the system link.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from you have 4 controllers on it, so you need 2 Xboxes, 2 TVs, and you can have 8 people around playing Halo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's all about.
Adapter.
Yeah, you just plug them together.
Yeah, that is fair during my college days, because that was right when the Xbox came out.
People now are still playing LAN Halo parties.
Yeah.
Original.
It was definitely an amazing experience, and the only one of its kind on consoles, I think, at the time, right?
You've lost that now with the way when Xbox Live is, well, with current Xbox, you probably could still do it, but just that's kind of gone now. Like having LAN parties and stuff.
Yeah, they're really focused on over the internet type stuff now.
Yeah. So you've lost all the split screen stuff. I know it's like when it was key was on like Xbox, PlayStation 2 era.
Yeah,
you could have 4 controllers on Xbox as well. That always made it. That was a positive instead of having the PlayStation thing. Had that little box. You had to plug in and other controllers into that.
Yeah, the multi-tab.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I will. Okay. That is definitely fair. I will give you that the original Xbox did have that experience, was the only thing of its kind with like the system link on there. And I played the hell out of Halo that way. Like there were times when we got up to 4 Xbox consoles and 16 people playing at once. And that was just amazing. Like the big ass I think it was Sidewinder, right? The giant horseshoe level that was all ice. Oh my god. Too good.
That's fair. Halo. That's fair. I think I got most of my Halo though through Halo PC. I was a big part of that modding community back in the day. Mm-hmm. In fact, one of my good friends that owned one of the biggest modding websites. Like if you searched Halo modding on Google at the time, we were the #1 search or #1 result. So we got a lot of popularity on that, and I spent so much time on that on PC, but I mean, I wouldn't have otherwise if I didn't play it on the Xbox. I mean, I went from, I never had a PlayStation system until the PlayStation 3, and that only happened just because I got married to somebody who had a PlayStation 3. I mean, well, I guess she still has the PlayStation 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I basically with in the modern consoles, I went from Xbox to Xbox 360 to the Xbox One, and obviously buying all the other ones in between too. So, but every purchase was driven by a Halo release.
Oh, there you go.
I don't think the current gen Halo's been any as good, really. I've not been blown away by them.
Halo 5 is why I bought the Xbox One originally, because I was like, I got to play that Halo 5, and then that was a little underwhelming. So
yeah,
I'm really hoping they pull through with Halo Infinite, because I mean, that's gonna be when I buy the next Xbox.
Yeah, the story was super weak in 5, I thought. All right, everyone wants to play as Master Chief.
Yeah.
And then half the game you're not playing as Master Chief. You're playing as a Spartan Locke. And I was like,
I think like that just kind of, I almost think they were following in line with the weirdness of like the original trilogy, because in Halo 2 you were playing Master Chief and the Arbiter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Second.
It is like the second kind of go around of that. And I mean, a lot of people were up in arms of, why am I not playing as Master Chief? Like, who is this elite alien that I'm playing as?
Yeah, but I thought that was cool, and I loved like the multiplayer when you did like the Spartans versus aliens thing, and all the custom games that people thought of, that everybody cooperated online. Like there was no system set up for like the zombies game type until like they added it in in Halo 3.
Yeah. Oh, that game was so much fun. So I think we're forgetting one important thing, fellas, and I think we can go out on this. Nobody has mentioned the best gaming console of all time, the Philips CDI.
64?
No, the Philips CDI.
How about the 3DO?
Well, the 3DO didn't have the 3 best Legend of Zelda games of all time. Come on now. The Wanda Gamelon is a masterpiece, all right? And no other system can claim to have that game playable on their system.
Unfortunately, I never got to play a CDI back in the day. I think the older stuff I played was like the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and an Atari 2600.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were. I mean, because all those systems were like $500, $600, $700. They were way too much. Nobody could afford it.
Yeah, it's funny that people complain when console prices are high now. Like, imagine how much those cost now. Like, if you adjust for inflation, and you look at how much those old consoles cost back then, and they'd probably be like $2,000 now.
yeah, and well, yeah. I mean, I think it's the same thing with the Atari VCS coming out now, where that's going to be like upwards of $300. And it's the same price as an Xbox or like a PlayStation. Why would you not get one of those?
I backed one.
You did?
I did, yeah. I did. I liked the concept, so I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it. I mean, there's like no information out there for it, so I don't know what I'm getting into, but we'll find out.
It looks great. Like, it's got the wood grain and the old style, and you can get the old like one button controller. Like, I'm about all that, but
well, at the very least, it'll be good podcast material.
Exactly.
Indeed.
And we got the I forgot the name of it already, but that weird new handheld console with the crank.
Oh yeah.
Playdate.
Yeah, Playdate. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
one
from
of those. Or we ordered one of those. It's from the guys that published Firewatch.
Yeah, Campo Santo?
Yes. I think
they're the ones that made the game, at least.
What's the publisher of that game?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they had a different publisher, and then that publisher teamed up with Teenage Engineering, who makes a bunch of weird niche
they make the
audio.
OP1. Oh, it's so good.
I love that thing. And now that's out of production. I'll never be able to own it because
I know it's like $1,000.
And so they teamed up with them to actually create the console. So I mean, with the pedigree of Teenage Engineering, I'm really excited to see like what this thing actually feels like. So yeah, we got one. I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
When it comes out.
Nice. Could possibly be the best gaming console of all time.
I mean, without a backlight, probably not.
Yeah. That's true. It's the one thing that held the GBA back, the original GBA, was the lack of backlight.
I've been meaning to get mine out of storage and install one of those backlit.
Oh, do one of the mod things, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Worth it.
But I don't know. I almost feel like I should keep mine pristine as it is, and then just buy some other used one and mod it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're like a dime a dozen. You can find them online. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got to go with the Arctic White though. That was the one. I remember they had those 3 colors when it came out. There was Arctic White. There was like the clear purple, and then like a grape or something like that. I think. But
yeah, my wife has an atomic purple one. I've been meaning to like go find an atomic purple 60 and 64 just so I can say I have one, because
just to pair
we
them up.
have like a regular one.
Yep.
I need to get one before they keep going up in price.
Fair enough. So, all right, I think our conversation has run its course, fellas. We got some good suggestions out there for best console. Original Xbox, PlayStation 2, Super Nintendo, and still in my eyes, the best console of all time, the Philips CDI. So that does it for episode 1 of the GPA. I am Dave Rotino, one half of the Rated G for Gamers podcast. You can find us everywhere: Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Rated G for Gamers.
And I'm Danny from Zap Night Gaming. You can find me pretty much anywhere Zap Night Gaming, on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and look up Zap Night Gaming on all of the podcast apps as well.
And I am Justin from Lit Gaming Arena, and if you just Google Lit Gaming Arena, you'll basically find everything, because we basically cornered the SEO in that regards.
And I'm Stu from Shark Select, and we're on Twitter and Instagram at Shark Select Pod. And everywhere else these guys are.
All right, well that about does it then. Thanks guys for coming on and joining the first ever GPA roundtable, and we hope to do some more of these in the future, so stay tuned, and all right, we're out.
Bye.
See ya.